begin your day by chasing all evil thoughts away. Yeah, begin your day by leaving bad decisions in yesterday.
Welcome back to my channel. I am very excited to publish this video because if you can't already tell, I love Rastafari and things of the Irites or things of the spirit. In my calendar, I've already planned out my video distribution for the month with an overall intention of this channel being about wellness, holistic wellness to be exact. Wellness of the body, the mind, the emotions, and the soul. But I tell you, you see these videos? These real soul food videos, these be my favorite. Now, for my disclaimer, none of these videos are intended to offend or to divide, but to educate, to spark thoughtful discussions, and to provoke critical questions about spirituality and the human experience beyond mere mortal eyes. In today's video, we explore what it really means to be righteous. And for those irked by the word righteous, let me use a more air-palatable word. In today's video, we explore what it means to truly be a good person, to become a better person, to live a good life, to live a spiritual life. Surely by now, you get my point. I will start by saying that though there is much passion about what we believe, none of our beliefs make us anything. When it comes down to it all, it simply means that we aren't mindless, and that we at least believe in something. We should instead trust that our beliefs will lead us to deeper insights. We must be guarded, but we must stay open, unafraid, and the commander of our own body, our minds, and our spiritual atmosphere. Now, naturally, I will start with my experience in Rastafari because my experience is the only thing that I can speak about. However, no matter your faith system, or belief system, your soul should be able to find some sort of food in this one. I'm going to be bold to say that I do not believe in Rastafari. I'm going to be bold to say that I know the King. Hence, I am this unshakable in my spiritual practice. And to be honest, I urge you to become the same in yours, whatever it may be. Because simply believing in your spiritual path gets you an invite to the righteous party, but nothing else. When I see a whole crowd of diverse people in my comments defending their faith system, I never take insult. I love it. Without the mean connotations, of course, but I strongly believe that when it comes to things of the spirit, we must truly become passionate and be able to strongly defend our spiritual choice. Quoting Bible scriptures is simply not enough. Repeating what was taught from spiritual teachers isn't enough. The Bible confuses, and our spiritual teachers are subject to errors. Some aren't able to answer key fundamental questions because they themselves do not know and cannot defend their faith without using the Bible or shunning important questions to blasphemy. That being said, there needs to be an individual inner, intuitive spiritual compass, always online in everyone, always working in full authority first. Listen, some of us get really spicy for our beliefs. Sometimes we even borderline sound like we want to start a spiritual war. But here is something I've learned about spirituality. When the soul is still a baby and a bit confused, the soul resorts to anger. And you don't have an angry soul, you know. It's simply because we cannot defend yet, in mere words, something that makes up the very core of our path, our spiritual identity, our spiritual experience. Have you experienced this? When we strongly believe in something but truthfully cannot explain key foundational parts of our life's spiritual practice, and you find yourself getting so angry, sometimes even directing our anger towards another person's faith system, and when questioned, when challenged on our own, we resort to fury simply because we cannot defend our faith. As could clearly be seen from the comments of my last video, Jesus is not the Messiah? Question mark. Rastafari? What the Bible has to say. I asked one simple question: is Jesus the Messiah? I used the Bible to highlight his mystery birth through a ghost and a virgin, while Joseph, from the line of David, remained celibate throughout the entire birth of Jesus. I highlighted one fact: Jesus did come to save his people, the unrighteous. he didn't come to save the righteous. I also highlighted that righteousness and unrighteousness are the only common separators of humans since the days of Cain and Abel. And I boldly stated that the Rasta man traces his roots and practices in righteousness. If you would allow me, I would even say the Nazarite or the Rasta man have always been set apart and self-governing from since the beginning of time, with a direct line of covenant to the Father, way before the New Testament Jesus showed up to save his people. In the comments, you can clearly see the passion of my spiritual warriors, and I love it. But if we focus on the main issue at hand and remove all emotions, we still see that we dilly-dally around the main intent of the video. One person responded with every knee shall bow. In Hebrew words, Jesus the Messiah, the true black Messiah of biblical Israel, including Selassie, will have to bow. My response, totally irrelevant. I asked one question, and bowing ain't have nothing to do with the discussion, but I thank you for being here with us anyway. As a defender of my faith, I can even take you deeper and ask you another question. Who was Jesus bowing to, praying to, kneeling to during his spiritual journey on earth? And if you say the Father, I would say, ding, 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 you just sight up Rastafari. Another person said, I respect your strength in your religion, but you haven't proven anything. I view this video as brainwashing. My response, thank you. Enough respect to you the same, but again, don't skip over the question mark, because I am not here to prove anything. It's your faith. I cannot prove anything in your faith. Mirasta. I can only firmly defend my own. I am asking you the questions. Shouldn't you be the ones to answer it? Can you answer? Simply wishing away key questions into brainwashing does not answer these key questions. And again, I am not the Grim Reaper. So nothing about what I believe in has anything to do with brainwashing. Winning souls, counting souls, saving souls for a ghost that is holy. This ain't Rasta domain. I spark intelligent discussions from asking the questions everyone seems to be tiptoeing around, and I advocate for humans to take their spiritual journey and their spiritual expression seriously. That's it. In fact, as a single mom, I have too much laundry in my yard to want to take up brainwashing as a profession. Moving on. This used to be me. If I was challenged about Rastafari, I would resort to anger, masking it as if I was defending my way of life. But it's until I came into the knowing of Rastafari, until I understood my purpose as a human being, after I bravely explored all possible domains and found that all roads eventually led to one road for me, being righteous, an action word. This spiritual expression, for me, is found in Rastafari. For you, it may be different, but I hope you get my point. Some do not hold on to anger, but they simply wish away their destiny to the unknown, as in the case of one commenter on my last video who warns of my blaspheme with my question and says that the Holy Ghost is Spirit of God himself and that he has the power to define nature and logical thinking because he is all-powerful. God is greater than logic. Sure, but I guess that's a perfect scapegoat. That way, we can just wish away anything we don't understand to the mystery of a God without being totally accountable for our own lives, our own souls. Back to the point. My belief, my knowing in Rastafari does not make me righteous. It does not make me a good person. My belief in Rastafari does not make me superior in the realm of manifestation. It simply gives my spirit an anchor, a righteous spiritual anchor. Because this thing called spirituality is actually an experience. It's a practice. It's not a belief. So too, your belief in God does not in any way make you righteous. It does not make you a good person. It does not make you superior in the realm of manifestation. And I'm going to be very bold here to say that your belief in Jesus is not enough to save you. Here are qualities that separate the righteous from the unrighteous, the goodly from the ungoodly, the anointed from the world. It's not going to church, the mosque, the temple, the tabernacle weekly. I'm going to say your belief in God does not set you apart. Following a religion or simply thinking your religion is superior will not get you a seat on the righteous train. What I'm about to share with you is so simple, yet most of us pay no attention to it. But they are the core of a Rasta man. Today, I will tell you 5 qualities you must develop to become righteous, to become a better person. Number 1, you need a clean heart. Proverbs 4:23 says, "Keep your heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life." Clean heart is a foundation of righteousness. It is the seat of love, empathy, compassion, but to cleanse the heart is no easy task, and we know that. And when you suffer a heartbreak, well, now you understand what Solomon meant when he said, above all, keep your heart with diligence. To maintain a clean heart, we must continue to free ourselves from things like hatred, envy. Women, this one is for you, from bitterness and judgment. And honestly, these things are so engraved in our human nature that to be rid of them is no simple task. To have a clean heart, there must be a consistent purging of your lower expressions to make space for higher spiritual truths to be manifested through us. Number 2, we need a clean mind. Our minds are the master architects of our realities. To have a clean mind is to discipline it from the clutter of toxic thoughts, harmful self-inflicted limiting beliefs that do nothing for us, and even societal conditionings that box us in. A clean mind is a mind that is free from these self-imposed limitations and prevents mental distractions so that it can reflect and receive higher wisdom and divine insights. It is through a clean mind that we can transcend the illusions that keeps us distracted. It is through a clean mind that we can even begin to understand our purpose, hear the softness of our intuition, and lead ourselves into a purpose-driven destiny. To attain a clean mind, one has to move beyond dualities and surface-level thinking. We need to train our minds to focus and to check facts presented against our inner truths. And now that you would have attained a clean heart and a clean mind, you can now truly perceive reality as it is, not through the filters of ego, not by reverberating what was said to you at the church, but through the fact-checking lens of divine consciousness that you now possess. Number 3, we need clean hands. Let's establish that clean hands represents our deeds, our actions, and how we engage with the physical world. But in the spiritual sense, it goes beyond the physical act. Psalms 24:4-6 says, "He that hath clean hands and a pure heart, who hath not lifted up his soul to vanity, nor sworn deceitfully, he shall receive the blessings of the Lord and righteousness from the God of his salvation. This is the generation of them that seek him, that seek the eye face." Clean hands signifies that our actions are aligned with the principles of righteousness and that we take responsibility for every energy we manifest in the world. But more so, clean hands with a clean heart is what we actually need to be working towards, because we don't want to be doing good deeds with the clean hands, but we have a dirty heart. Number 4, we need clean word sounds. Sounds are powerful vibrations that shape reality. Clean word sounds are more than just speech, free of lies and negativity. They are vibrations that carry divine truth. Esoterically, words are similar to spells. What we speak into existence has the power to create or to destroy, to heal or to harm. To develop a clean word sound, we must practice speaking with good intention. We must be mindful of thoughts. We must be mindful of our speech and even our consumption of content. A clean word sound doesn't mean you are always nice. It doesn't mean that you're always kind, but it means that you are intentional, and as such, you are consciously aware of how your words shape both your own life and the experience of others when we choose to bless or to curse at them, which leads us to the final one, which is the most important, I would think. Because if you gain this one, the other 4 that we just mentioned becomes easier to attain. Number 5. We need to have clean intentions. Our intention is the seed from which all actions, thoughts, words, and deeds arise. A clean intent is the purest form of spiritual purpose. It means that the motivations behind everything that we do are aligned to higher values. A clean and good intention is the key ingredient to righteousness. What we intend, we think, we say, we do, and then we create. When our intent is pure, we become vessels of divine light, channels through which clean spiritual energy flows effortlessly. A clean intent is as deep as who you are when no one is looking, what you think about when you're alone, how you view the world and the people in it. From your silent intent comes everything else. Now, these 5 principles, a clean heart, mind, hands, word sounds, and intent, are the core foundational spiritual practices of anyone seeking to be righteous, of anyone seeking to be a better person. From the thoughts we think, the actions we take, the words we speak, to the motivation that drives us. In the end, it is not our beliefs alone that sets us apart, but how we embody the practices of our faith in our daily lives. Rastafari liberty naturally calls for this alignment, not as a doctrine or a rigid set of rules. When we master these 5 aspects, however, we don't just live in the world, we live in it through the spirit, elevated beyond the limitations of the material, and unshakable through the act of being righteous, not reading about it, talking or preaching about it, or debating about it, but through a constant effort to be it. May your heart, mind, hands, words, and intentions remain clean, because if the foundations be destroyed, what can the righteous do? I'll see you in the next video.